Hi guys, and welcome to Legion Live episode 7. So there's just the 4 of us today, so that's a nice little crew that we've got going on. Yes, this is a very late version of the show. Welcome to Legion Live episode 7. So there's just the 4 of us today, so that's a nice little crew that we've got going on. Yes, this is a great start. Very late version of the show. Welcome to Legion Live episode 7. So just the
Have you got an echo? Is that what you're saying? An echo?
No, I got it. It was me. Sorry. Okay. Well, we're late. We've started terribly. We're talking about something that's probably going to get our asses kicked. But we're here. Eventually. Right. Now we may as well kick it off. I am here today with Tabletop Banter.
Hello.
Or Callum from Tabletop Banter. Below me, we've got Phil from FK Wargaming.
Hi there, guys.
And then in the opposite corner, we've got the unpronounceable
Kuru. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, awesome. Right, I think because we're late, we potentially don't have any viewers other than ourselves, so that's a great start. But we'll crack on anyway, because this is recorded and uploaded to the YouTube, so we may as well. Right. Very tired today. Didn't get any sleep last night, so if I end up snoring, please excuse that. Right. Where am I? Organised as ever. Channel news. I'm not.
Channel news.
I'm not even bothering.
Like the guy from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah, exactly.
Melvin. Is that Melvin?
Melvin, yeah.
So we may as well take the opportunity to go over what we've been up to. Right.
Cool.
You want to go first, Phil?
Yeah. I've been starting a sort of chat and build series of videos where I've been putting together the Imperial Space Marine and sort of started painting him up and so on, and just discovering how difficult it is to actually paint on camera and to get a good result and so on. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing.
So you've actually set up a rig looking at the desk then?
Sort of, yeah. Basically, got my camera pointed at that thing and just trying to find out space and being able to paint and so on. Yeah, it's really quite difficult.
It's one of the trickiest things to do. I think.
Yeah,
it's really awkward.
Definitely, yeah.
It's take a while just to try and work it out, and I think it's almost there now. So it's it's fun.
Cool.
Is it a nice model?
Good to look forward to.
Yeah, it's a really nice model. So I put it together in the first video I did, but the video was a bit blurred. But yeah, it went together really well. I was able to do that on camera because it was such a good, easy model to put together. I was able to do it like sort of without really looking at it. So yeah, it's really good.
That's cool.
Yeah, nice.
Has it got resin bits on it, has it?
No, it's all plastic.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it's all plastic. So
just seeing the different shades.
What are you painting them up as? What are you painting up in your own scheme?
No, I decided to paint him up as a mentor legion.
Ah, yeah.
And if anyone knows the sort of the history and stuff of the mentor legion, they're basically specialist marines that sort of like would help other chapters out and stuff with new technology and train people when they have bits and pieces. So I thought, as you can just throw them in any squad and stuff, I thought that'd be an ideal place.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just trying to find where the this. I don't know if you've seen these before.
Okay.
Yeah, basically it's going to be basically like that.
Ah, so that's actually paint, not... I thought it was plastic colour, sorry.
No, it's all paint. Yeah. Just badly painted, that's all.
I'm sure it's not.
The video is much better. I think it's better in real life, but yeah, it's all painted white and blue, green at the moment. So yeah.
That'll be why. It's green. I see green as grey apparently.
Your favourite colour, yeah.
We discovered this week.
Green. As long as it's green, it's fine.
Yeah.
Mike?
I've been busy with work this week, but I've been doing a load of HMS Victory, so I'm going to be doing an update on that relatively soon. I'm on issue 77 now of 120. I'm on to painting it now, so the colour scheme's going to be sorted. So that'll be done by the weekend, I think. It should all be painted. On the other hobby note, I've had to revise my paint what you've got list, and
No.
it got bigger. It got bigger,
Aw.
unfortunately.
Oh
But,
dear.
well, no, what I did, to be fair, I've included absolutely everything I own. Like Space Hulk,
Alright.
Dread Fleet, and what else have I got in here? Dead Zone, Dungeon Saga, the Betrayal at Cal set. And I found some other miniatures squirreled away that I forgot I had. So everything's on there now. And I've been painting up some stuff for Project Z, which is that zombie game from Warlord Games. So I've got some zombies on the go and some special characters that are miniatures of characters from films. So there's like a Bruce Willis from Die Hard, Survivor, and a Mel Gibson Mad Max character, and they're kind of sculpted in from the film, from that look of the film.
Cool.
So, but they're like apocalypse survivors. There's I've got like there's the A-Team sort of, so I'm painting all those at the moment. So I'll do a little video on those. So I've painted Bruce.
Where are they from?
They're from. Where is it? I'll show you. They're from this one, the Studio Miniatures Z Clips. This is who's this one? He's called Hawk, but it's the character Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. So I don't know if yeah. So it's there's loads of them. But I bought these a long time ago. I forgot I had them, so I'm painting them up as part of the Paint What You Got project. So yeah, I'll do a little showcase on those, but they look quite cool. But
I guess that's not so bad because you just found them rather than buying them.
Well, yeah, it was a Kickstarter. It was they did a load initial Kickstarter a couple of years ago, and they've just done another Kickstarter with like they've got an Elvis one and different movie stars and stuff and characters from films, and it's but they're quite good, and the representation of them are really quite good likenesses for sculpts, and they're only £4 each, or they were at the time, so I don't know how much they are now. So yes, and they got the Walking Dead ones as well. You can get Daryl. I don't know if you watched The Walking Dead, but you can get Daryl and various other characters from The Walking Dead as well. So they're quite.
You just give me a fantastic idea. You know how we have to hide the fact that we're buying minis from our other halves a lot of the time.
Yeah.
For the money.
Yeah.
You just say it was a Kickstarter that you bought like
2 years
ago.
Yeah.
Or
2 years ago. You've been waiting for it. Perfect.
All you have to do.
Thought of that.
All you have to do is post it to yourself. Dear Mr. Dolan, here's your Kickstarter.
After 2 years, we managed to get some stuff.
Absolutely.
That's brilliant.
Perfect.
That is brilliant.
Didn't I tell you about this? No, I booked back this in
It's amazing.
2014.
It's amazing. It's got
Years ago.
like 2016.
Oh no,
Yeah,
they're on to me.
that's amazing. Right, Callum.
Okay, so recently I've been delving into the realms of fantasy a bit more. So I've been looking at the rank and file sort of fantasy games.
Alright.
Yeah, in depth, particularly Ninth Age, because it's kind of free and very expansive. Actually, I was very surprised. I'm pretty
Free
impressed.
and very expensive.
Expansive. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I got a little confused there.
But no, it's brilliant. So I've been looking at super cheap fantasy minis, and I picked up a Land Raider for 20 quid. It arrived sort of like a couple of hours ago, and instead of doing some late night revision, I started painting it up. So, well, it was a toy, and it was on my desk, so therefore it found a paint.
Very good condition. Does look in good.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it was mint condition. It was pre-built, unprimed, and he put it together really well. So saved 30 quid.
Yeah, nice bargain that.
Can't say no to that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but that's been about it really. I've been trying to get as many videos done as I can whilst my girlfriend's on holiday, so can get it all backlogged ready for the summer. But yeah.
There's worse things you could be doing, I suppose.
Yeah.
As far as she's concerned.
Very true.
Right. Yeah, so I guess I'll take my opportunity. Sorry, I've got a really itchy nose. It's driving me nuts. Been working on this bad boy, just getting some extra details on it and whatnot. Those who follow me on social media probably have already seen a picture of that. Other than that, I painted the hands on the grotesques that I did, where I added that nice, awesome, like, clawy awesomeness. It's a great description.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm so tired. So yeah, that's basically all I've been doing this week. I've set up the table in the middle of the in the middle of the garage, and that's just filling up with crap now. So that's just another place for crap to accumulate, which is awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. I set this place up, just somewhere to store nonsense. Oh, and the far side has turned into a place for my son's garden crap rather than the sofa that I wanted there. So that's always good.
Is that all comic books on your back wall there then? Is it all
actually comic book wallpaper?
Oh, is it really?
Let me see if I can get.
I was wondering when I watched your last video. I thought you had comics like stored or sleeved on the wall or something.
1 second, I'm just going to get the roll so I can show you guys on the camera. 1 sec.
It does look pretty cool, though. It has to be said.
Yeah.
If they were comics, I reckon that'd be an expensive wall.
That's what I thought. I thought that's an impressive collection.
Yeah.
It's not, is it?
So it looks like.
Oh, that's cool.
Like that. So you've got like Hulk and.
Nice.
My father-in-law's a bit of a comic nut. Luckily, he doesn't watch these. And he was commenting on how they're from completely different eras to each other and whatnot. So I don't care. I don't really mind.
It looks cool, and there are shiny things on it.
They just had some nice colour to the back there.
Yeah,
it looks good.
no, we like it.
Yeah, it's good background. It's good background.
It might be a little too busy, to be fair, but I don't care.
It's not like a reflection of your back, though.
Exactly. Anything but just silver making me look like I'm on some sort of weird space station. Which is a bit creepy. Okay, just take a moment to shout out. We've got Tattoo for You, who's been here since the beginning. We tried to get him on this evening, ladies and gentlemen. However, alas, his microphone wasn't working on his laptop, so that was a massive shame, but we tried.
We did.
And we've got Grawley's Lair. So, yeah. That's 2, at least. I think we might get a couple more before the end. It's been a bit of a nightmare tonight, this has to be honest, and it's picked the night when I'm the tiredest as well. Just to rub it in.
Just a little bit.
Okay, so I guess that covers everything that we've been doing.
Yeah, we're going for a 5-hour episode.
Sorry, what was it?
We're going for a 5-hour episode today, aren't we?
Oh,
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. I'll be there.
We didn't tell you.
On the floor in about 40 minutes. You guys can carry on without me. I'm sure you'll do fine. I can't even speak. Alright. So, next up is the topic for discussion. I introduced this in a video a couple days ago. We've had a little bit of a brainstorm on the different types, so we just want to take them one by one and explain them. So, it's time for topic for discussion. Right. Sorry, I'm running with it today. Now, so the topic is that using the hobby to fund the hobby. So whatever that may be. So a big example of this, we've got someone here who kind of does it in Callum, and that is commissions. So, of course, when you get good enough at painting the miniatures, you just paint them for other people and get money for it. And of course, that's a fantastic way of funding your own armies.
Yeah, it's true. I find that doing like painting up cheap stuff and sticking it on eBay is a lot easier than waiting for someone to come to you. Because more often than not, people are just like they are tentative, but if there's a deal on eBay where they're like, oh, this is cheaper than retail and it's already painted, people are very interested. So, especially if you put the word pro-painted, because everyone knows on eBay, pro-painted means pro-painted.
Pro-painted, yeah.
So have you sold any that were just primed?
Oh, loads, yeah, loads. I find that the stuff that sells much better is, well, I use AA Wargames is an eBay account. Basically, it's Triple Helix Wargames, but on eBay, and they've been doing that for about the same time that they've had the store. And they just sort of commission sell. So they get given miniatures from people who want to sell them, and they just stick them up for 99p and have at it. So basically, they obviously get a bit of money from the money that they make on the miniature, and so does the original person. So they sort of use it as a medium. But I find it brilliant for buying something for £1 or £2, and then you strip it because it looks like someone's painted it with a roller from their house. And then just sort of prime it and put it on, because I think the average sort of return to it was I was spending £3 or £4 on 10 tactical marines, getting about £10 back for them. and it takes about an hour to strip them and prime them. So it was a really quite a good turnaround. It is a lot of effort. That hour is a lot of scrubbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my hands reeked of Dettol. My room reeked of Dettol. But it,
Have
I
you used the
ruined
stuff
several Tupperware boxes of that.
yeah.
It's the stuff that Nick uses, the bio stuff.
Biostrip, yeah.
I had thought about that, but it's like a bit expensive for a pot of that.
It does look like it goes a long way though. It looks like it goes a long.
Lasts a
lot
long
longer
time,
than
yeah.
Dettol.
Yeah.
Depends how you do it, I think. If you just dip in miniatures, you might waste a lot, but if you're painting it on like Nick does, then
Yeah.
it probably would go a fair old way.
Yeah, I just
but-
stick them in the Dettol and leave it overnight. And I haven't changed my Dettol for the last 50 miniatures. So it'll do a good load. And I get it from like a 99p store equivalent. So it's £1 for sort of that much. By that much. So,
Don't you find you just have loads of paint particles in the Dettol after a long time?
yeah, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. Because once I have like a little setup, so it's like Dettol, hot water, cold water. And one's hot soapy water to get all the Dettol out of it, and the cold water cools it down, and it comes out just like it'd come out of a box. So
So all the crap ends up in the hot water.
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Oh, right, okay.
I
Yeah, it
always,
comes
always
out-
found that adding water to Dettol was the worst possible thing you could do.
it is if you try and clean it with the water. But if
Right.
you have a really, really soapy water, so it's very soapy, it's fine as long as you've done the scrubbing in the Dettol to get rid of it.
Right.
You use the water to sort of clean off any paint that's left there. But most of the scrubbing is done in the Dettol.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, but once it's primed, it looks like it's brand new, and then you can sell it on.
Wait.
So it has bought a few things.
That's kind of light
have you got-
conditions, but not.
Yeah, I mean, and
Have you
then
got a
there's-
constant cycle of things?
that was my original plan until exams, because
Yeah.
obviously I don't want to be. I'd love to be spending hours doing it whilst I have exams, but it's that time is reserved for moping around and not revising. So, yeah. But yeah, I plan to do a proper cycle. Like the money made for the previous week goes towards the next week, and so forth. So there's new stuff going up every week, pretty much. Yeah.
That's cool. That's basically what I did when I used to run my little businesses,
Yeah.
to be honest. Right, so I guess that covered kind of eBay as well. I mean, eBay, of course, is a source of buying cheap miniatures as well as selling stuff that you've done to get money to buy stuff.
Mhm.
As we've seen, your hobby for the week fit in perfectly with that.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
That Land Rover. Right?
Raver. Yes, the Land Rover.
Words. Mouth. Work. Okay.
Yeah, a little while back, a few years back, I sold a load of Warhammer Fantasy roleplay books,
Oh, yeah.
and they went for a really high price on eBay because they had that sort of OOP sort of rare factor. So it's, yeah, depending if you had stuff you had in your house for a long time that you've not using anymore, to sell something on eBay, you might get a good deal out of it.
Oh yeah, I've got a Necromunda book.
Yeah.
I think it's the Underhive book. It's ripped to shit, so I'm not going to sell it. But if that was in great condition, that would be worth a fair bit of money on eBay.
Yeah, you just have to have the tagline rare, OOP, one off. And it's like,
Pro-painted.
yeah, pro-painted.
Definitely.
Pro condition, yeah, pro condition.
yeah.
Yeah.
BNIB.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
It's like I can see a hole in the front. This is
how
not
it
brand
came.
new.
It wasn't me yet, that was Games Workshop.
Yeah.
They weren't as careful back then. Right, next on my list, I've got opening a store. Now, not many of us have actually got any experience with this, but one, I guess we could class as our own, a YouTuber opened up a store. Now, I was not around for this. I was on my break at the time. I think you guys were all involved, potentially.
Yeah.
I wasn't personally aware of the Legion at that point. But that was going back a while now. Was it about a year ago it all started off? Or
It must have been. So I came back last September, and I think he was just getting set up then, so it was sometime before that.
Yeah.
Too long before, I think.
Okay.
So of course that's an option. I don't know whether he uses it solely to fund his hobby or if he lives on it. I should imagine he lives on it.
Yes,
Rather
yeah.
than just using it to fund the hobby. That would be a little extreme.
I would call those one in the same.
Yeah, maybe. So did he use Kickstarter? Was it?
Yeah.
To get that started.
Yeah.
I think it was anyway.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. Yeah. I mean, it was. Well, I'm just having a look now. I backed him. I'm just checking. Yeah, it was September. When did he do it? September 2015. The Kickstarter kind of delivered. It's
I literally just missed it.
It's thing. He was. What was he doing? Hang on a sec. Let's have a look.
Yeah, because I think I was sort of a Legion member from October. Or
Yeah, he ran
around
the
then.
campaign between May and June last year, and he was
Okay.
he was trying to raise five grand for stock basically. I mean, I think he had the funds and investment for opening the store and the rent and stuff, and he wanted to have a situation where he was able to stock everything he wanted to stock, because obviously if it's on the shelves people will buy it, and he's having issues with his website, isn't he, at the moment? He's not online. The website.
Yeah.
Do you watch his? He does a weekly update. This the Carcast he does, and I think his web design chappy is not has been as forthcoming as he would have liked, to be fair. So I think he's saying a couple of weeks, but he's been saying that for
A couple of
6
months.
months, I think. Yeah. So that's frustrating for him. I mean, from my perspective, I'm quite a visual buyer, and I like looking online, and I don't know what I want until I sort of see it. And then, because he hasn't got a website, I don't buy as much from him as I probably would otherwise, which is a shame.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm always like, I'll just look on some of the websites to see what I could potentially buy, and then I end up giving all my credit card details away and
That's it.
having no money, but boxes of
you
models.
kind of do a virtual shopping list, don't you, and kind of build it in your mind, don't you, and then buy it. But yeah. So anyway, so I mean, it was successful. He raised the $5,000 or whatever he raised. It's how much did he raise? Can't remember. Just trying to...
It should say.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, £5,050.
Yeah.
So it was proper to the wire. So yeah. But I mean, as part of the Kickstarter, depending on how much you pledged, gave you discount for his store. So I mean, he gives it 10% standard anyway.
Yeah.
And the more you backed him, the more discount he will give you.
Okay, that's cool.
Ongoing, depending on how much you backed. So. But yeah, it seems to be going well. I've not been up yet. I keep meaning to get up there to have a look, but haven't been up there yet. Haven't had a chance.
Yeah, same. It's a little bit of a trip, unfortunately.
It is, to be fair.
Yeah.
And dare I say it, with Firestorm Games down the road,
I know.
being quite a visual, purchaser, as it were. Just to nip. I mean, it's 25 minutes from my front door, Firestorm Games, and you sort of go down and you can browse the store. And it's, sorry Martin, if you're watching. Not that I'm buying anything, because I'm painting what I've got. Clearly, I'm not buying anything.
Yeah. It's just Kickstarter.
But I mean, Southport's a flipping trek, isn't it? It's 4 hours more, But yeah.
Not too bad for me, but yeah.
Different time.
Getting up there, I don't get
But it looks really good. I mean, I don't know, the recent updates and stuff, the tables and stuff, and the way he's laid it out, it looks really smart, to be fair.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't know how it's impacted his hobby, though.
No, I should imagine he's not really doing any hobby, so he's not spending any money on it, so he doesn't need to fund his hobby. So, yeah.
I was sort of worried about if your hobby was your job, it would impact your hobby, and it wouldn't be your hobby, and would you enjoy the hobby if it was your job?
People do say that,
Yeah, I think
I don't
sometimes you have very enthusiastic sort of independent shop owners, don't you? They sort of want to get events and stuff in their shops and so on, and it's basically, if you can get people in the door, then they've got an option. They've got whilst they're looking there, they're gonna hopefully buy something whilst they're there.
Yeah. I mean, speaking personally, we may as well move on to the next bit, which is like doing crafty stuff. So whether it be terrain, making terrain and selling it on, it's similar to what Callum was talking about. But I set up Cut It Custom, as many people know. That was probably about 2 years ago now, and it was actually going fairly well. It just happened to be at quite a bad time in my life in terms of the babies being early and being in hospital for 4 months and all that. So I ended up giving it up, unfortunately, but it was making some good money. And that was basically, I bought the plasticard cutter for the hobby, making terrain and stuff. Started making terrain, got a lot of interest. Then I got into board games and started making token storage and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, I remember they were excellent. They were really good.
Yeah. Let me see if I can just quickly find one.
I remember. Yeah, did you make like you made some card holders for Star Wars or Zombicide?
Yeah.
X-Wing.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, just breaking stuff. There it is. There's one. So this was for Infinity. That there is the Hacker Slam symbol. This is actually cut into plasticard.
Yeah, other camera.
See there. I'm doing
Oh
the
yeah,
right
that's
camera
the
for the
yeah.
other guys. Sorry, yeah, that's for you guys. So I've got 2 cameras set up here because Skype doesn't like using the same one as the recording software. And then inside, we've got all the tokens.
That's really cool.
You can see there with dividers and stuff.
That's really good.
You can just grab them out nice and easy, and then that slides back on. And so yeah, it started off as making stencils for people, custom cut stencils. Made a whole website where you basically go on, upload a picture. I make a stencil out of the picture, upload what the stencil will look like, and then if you like it or not, you either pay or leave it. And that was going really, really well. I was getting quite a lot of custom from it. And yeah, so that paid for the machine and got me a little bit of profit as well. Not very much, because after I paid for the machine and all the stock that I bought, I ended up making actually just a very small amount of money in the time. But if I'd have carried on doing it, then I would have
get to the point where stop.
Yeah, exactly. But it was exhausting, because when you're working with a small craft company like that, the Dice Bag Lady will know this well. You have to be constantly engaging with people on social media, otherwise you just do not grow.
Yeah.
That's Facebook, Twitter. You're just hammering it all the time. That, along with working a full-time job and trying to sort out the babies, and also getting the stuff made and sent out within 2 days, I think I'd set myself.
Ooh, bloody
So
hell.
from the order being accepted, I basically had 2 days to get it out the door.
Jeez.
With it being like completely custom made and designed and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think I put a little bit too much pressure on myself. And just going back to the idea that you don't enjoy what you're doing anymore, I really enjoyed making the stuff for myself, but after a while, with all the pressure that came along with it, I wasn't happy at all. And to be honest, for the little bit of money that came in from it compared to like my job, it just turned out to be
Too much time consuming.
Yeah, exactly. I was all my spare time was being spent on it. I was just getting more and more fed up with it, and all the joy just disappeared, to be honest. So yeah, so that's an example of that. But it started off as a great way of making just a bit of extra money, and if I'd have just scaled it down a bit, I think. And
what if you what if you sold it like direct to a shop or something, right? Like make certain things rather than being so custom, sort of do a set of stuff.
I had thought about doing like just a set of them in the different shapes, but you can get that stuff from everywhere.
Really? Okay.
And I imagine small scale production cost doesn't scale up to someone who could cut 10 things a minute instead of 1 thing a minute. So if you're going to sell it to a shop, they're going to want 50 copies of something, for example, instead of 5. So I think that would have been. I think the custom idea is really good, though. I think, and they look really awesome.
Everyone who bought something, I always got very, very good feedback. So
Yeah.
I'm really chuffed with that, because I often thought, oh god, that looks a bit dodgy, but then when people got it, they absolutely loved it. So
Yeah. I mean, that's the sign
that was
of
good.
good workmanship.
Well, it wasn't too expensive either. I mean, I think that all in all, even with the custom bit on the front, was maybe 13 quid, even with all the
Dividers.
dividers inside and everything. Custom dividers to the measurements of the customer. Even the boxes themselves were all custom, so I was cutting boxes that were bigger, smaller, thinner.
Yeah. And if you think about trying to do that for yourself, without all the machinery
Yeah.
in that, it's going to cost a similar amount, isn't it? So.
This one here is a little like for poker cards,
Oh, that's cool.
and that's got like bits on the side of it. And that's
That's
actually
really
vinyl rather than the that there's like 0.25 mil plastic card glued on.
Okay.
whereas that is actually just vinyl
That's sweet.
cut in the same machine, and the detail I think on it is mental. Just showing that to the guys at home, and I'll see if I can get it to show it for you guys.
Alright.
You can see that there.
Yeah.
The level of detail is crazy. Ow, breaking stuff again. But yeah, so that was just an example of doing crafty things. I mean, people seem to do all sorts of stuff like that and make it work. Like the dice bag lady started off doing crocheted dice bags that she made for dice, and then started selling them, and then it just took off, and now she runs her own store where she's getting miniatures sculpted for her and all sorts.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
right. Yeah. I've seen that.
And she's even moved into new offices and all sorts, so that's good. Again, I think she's making a living from it rather than just funding a hobby.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, so there is that. Next on the list, of course, I've not got any experience with this myself because I'm not actually part of a club. I've played in the odd store, but I've never actually managed to join a club because it's weird. I'm in Derby, which is right down the road from Warhammer World, but nobody plays 40k. Nobody. Not a single person. I don't know if you've heard the Bad Dice podcast.
Yeah.
Those guys are based in Derby.
They're
But
they're fantasy, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's fantasy. So you're not going to get any 40k when you go to those guys' club, which there is actually a club in Derby, the opposite side of town, which is a bit of a nightmare to get to. But yeah, so that was a no-go. It was a bit of a shame, really. And there's a store opened up in the middle of town, but everybody just plays X-Wing. Literally.
Really?
Yeah, nothing but X-Wing goes on in that shop.
Wow.
Which I think is something that's sort of happening across the nation. It's so easy to just pick up and go into a store with a couple of models and play a game that there's no reason why it wouldn't take off like mad, especially with all the hype around
Force
Star
Awakens
Wars.
and that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So have you guys got any experience with club swaps? Sorry, I went a bit off on a tangent there, but yeah, have you guys ever been involved in that sort
I
of
have, though mine have not prevailed so well. And when I say I have,
prevailed?
yeah, it basically people,
Expectations, don't you?
yeah, expectations of what people were going to get for their things was a bit awry. That being said, I did once get 2 Vindicators for 20 quid. Again, which like a retail there nearer 30, so talking a good 30, 40 pound saving. But one person I was like asking for scouts, just standard scouts that were primed, and he was like, yeah, I want retail for them. I was like, well, no. They weren't the new models, I didn't get the fun of building them, so I didn't really want to pay full price for it. And I was like, you want to give them away, you don't want them anymore, so why would I pay what I could pay someone who does want to actually sell them, like for the reason of making money for a business? Why wouldn't I support that? But it's a bit hit and miss, basically. I think
it'd be a bit hit and miss, and sometimes it can be good if you just want to get rid of a load of spares and bits and pieces like that. If someone's got an orc army or something like that, you want to get rid of some bits and pieces. It's a good place to maybe swap stuff, not necessarily pay or buy stuff.
Yeah. Right, next on my list is one that we were bound to talk about, let's be honest, YouTubers.
So
And that
we
is
just say there's a few more people in the chat room now.
Yeah, go for it. Okay, we got Tom the Ascendant, Mammoth Painting Studio, hi guys. And nobody else has commented, I don't think, unless...
Mammoth's there.
Yeah. Oh, 14 watching now, hello.
Right.
Yeah, so
Sound crazy. So
I didn't just open 10 tabs.
Thanks for joining us. Well, I think we're going to get a bit sharper from this point. It's been a bit of a car crash so far. We were late, and then,
there's a little bit of Latin going on in the chat room as well.
That's what I've noticed. Yeah, a bit of lorem ipsum, which is nonsense Latin, isn't it? If I understand rightly.
I think it is,
Space Marine Latin, Space Marine.
Complete gobbledygook.
But yeah, the thing that we were going to talk about, as every YouTuber seems to these days, is Patreon, and using that to fund your hobby, and is it necessarily the best way, or are there drawbacks, are there positives? I think it's kind of it's a big talking point, to be fair.
It is.
And I think people get stick for it unnecessarily sometimes.
Yeah.
Personally speaking, I don't think...
It's a culture shock, isn't it? We're not used to paying for amateur stuff, basically, and that's...
Yeah. But-
that's where a lot of that comes in.
Yeah, it's like when podcasts started up, and then Ricky Gervais had a very popular podcast right at the beginning of when podcasts started, and he tried to start charging and stuff for his podcast, and he had all sorts of trouble trying to get on there and stuff. So I think if Patreon was around at that stage, he probably would have been able to find a correct way of doing it. But
I think the difference there is that instead of paying for content, because I mean you can, once you've got 1,000 subscribers, you can put your videos behind a paywall.
yeah, that's right.
It does let you do that. But Patreon is people doing it out of
The kindness of their hearts.
Yeah.
Exactly. They don't necessarily get anything from, depending on who you are a supporter of.
Yeah.
Depends on the different things they do for their patrons, to be honest.
Yeah.
I actually set aside £5, around about £5, although it's in American dollars, so it's probably about I think it's $8 I set aside, and depending on whose YouTube videos or video I'm enjoying it the most, I will actually, if they've got a patron, I'll pledge to them, and it changes each month. It's not necessarily always the same person. It's something I've started doing quite recently.
Oh, that's good.
Within the last sort of 3 or 4 months. Does it make sense? If you're getting so much enjoyment out of watching these guys, and you want to get a little bit more involved in the channel, because some of them do offer all sorts. I'm a member of Scardcast, I'm a patron of Scardcast, and he's got a Facebook group, Facebook chat. He's got live shows that he does, though usually they're in American time, so I don't get to catch many of them. And we also get to see battle reports ahead of time, so there's all sorts of little goodies that are thrown in there, and it's quite good. There's a little community going on there, to be honest. He's got his own little little community.
Yeah.
I think that's quite cool when you get when you're getting clearly getting something out of that, and added value, I suppose, from that Patreon. And I mean, personally, I wouldn't begrudge anyone from trying to earn a few quid from their hobby at all. But like you said, with it's become so prevalent, hasn't it now? And it's almost a bit of a flood of people, with their cap in hand type of stuff, to support my channel or whatever. And we clearly can't support everyone, can you? It's,
exactly, yeah.
It's
I'm having to jump channel to channel.
Or maybe you could, but who knows? But But I mean, if you can get it, it's great work if you can get it, isn't it? If you can.
Exactly. I mean, it's the reason I brought this up on funding the hobby is it's never going to be something you can live on.
No.
Very
Not
like
in
the
a million years.
0.1% of the YouTube community will be living off there. Like 0.1% of the hobby YouTube community might be.
I mean, did you think any wargaming people are living off their YouTube channels?
Does Beasts of War do? I know that.
Do they? Do they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But that's and mini wargamers.
Yeah.
But of course, that's not from.
They've got
Patreon,
paid content as well, haven't they?
and it's not from ads or sponsors, which will go on.
Yeah. That's from a
completely different.
paid content.
Exactly. They've basically got content on their websites.
Yeah.
And you become a paid monthly member of that website to get access to that extra material.
Yeah.
That's what pays the bills to those guys, because ads aren't going to cover anything. You don't get anything for ads on YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, we covered Patreon. Ads is a tricky one. Unless you get thousands upon thousands upon thousands of views, they're really not going to be worth the hassle for your customers.
Yeah.
Customers?
Your viewers.
Your viewers. to be
Viewers,
honest.
yeah.
Really not. So, I mean, there's no way I would consider ads for a long old time. I tried them for about 10 days and made about 6 pence and just thought,
Yeah, I mean, for me, what
What did you
was
spend
I,
it on?
Sense.
yeah. I got kind of excited when YouTube was like, you can monetize your videos. I was like, oh, sweet. Gonna be rich.
buy all the miniatures I want.
I'm gonna never have to work again. And basically, so I said it as I'll monetize whatever. And after about a month or two, I was like, cool, 50p, I can live with this. This is great. I didn't ask my sister to click on all the links on my videos. Like,
Oh no.
But-
Easy what you fess up to on that.
yeah, I know. It's all right. But I don't monetize them anymore because at the end of the day, it's just a hassle for people, especially like the non-skippable ones.
Oh,
Yeah,
nightmare.
it is.
Oh, 30
like-
seconds. Oh, it's
I know.
forever. Takes forever.
It does.
This actually leads on perfectly to the next point, which is YouTube Red.
Yes,
Which, of course,
strange.
all of this is only going to get worse when YouTube Red comes out, which basically is a subscriber fee to not see any ads.
Oh, that's funny. I use ad blocker.
Yeah.
It's free, and I
Several
can.
people hating you right now.
Well, I'm sorry.
But it's a nightmare. I actually use ad blocker on a lot of the websites I view, just simply because pages grind to a halt.
Yeah.
All the crazy
Yeah,
flash and
yeah.
videos playing and all that sort of nonsense. It's an absolute nightmare. But yeah, so what YouTube Red's going to do is it's going to make more people think, oh, well, people aren't going to be inconvenienced because they're paying this subscription, so, and every time they look at my videos I'm going to get money from it, but I only get money from it if I put ads on.
Yeah.
So it's like we're going to get more and more people putting ads on to get the YouTube Red content money as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
I'm
any,
not-
do you have any
it's
idea how
gonna be-
much the
Yeah.
YouTube Red will cost and stuff? Is it like $5 a month or something like that? Is it?
It's quite cheap, yeah. I think in America it's potentially $5, so I don't know what they'll do over here. So don't quote me on that. They haven't quite released it here yet, but of course we're seeing the backlash of it
Mm.
because a lot of the stuff we watch is potentially American. So
Yeah, 'cause, I've noticed a few YouTube channels that have gone to YouTube Red still release a lot of free content as well. Almost sort of mirroring the paid stuff as well, which is a bit strange. Maybe they've lost a lot of viewers and stuff when they've gone over to YouTube Red. Maybe.
Yeah, I think the big thing with YouTube Red is it can be done by anyone. You don't have to set up a paid account for it, do you? It's just you get paid for putting adverts out, right?
Cool.
I think the way it works is
it be over a certain number, or could you just literally have to put ads on?
I think
video?
it's done on an influence level. So someone who has 2 million subscribers who puts adverts out, the money that YouTube makes from YouTube Red, I believe this is how it works, filters down into those who put ads out. But it's done on an influence basis because they've got YouTube Red is separate from YouTube paid content. I don't know what that's called,
yeah.
but
It's literally just paid content.
there we go. Then. But yeah, I believe the way it works is it does it on an influence basis. So if I put ads on and wanted money from YouTube Red, I still only get like a cent every few weeks,
Yeah.
as far as I'm aware. So I don't think it's really worth delving into unless unless you really are thousands and thousands of views every video.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't quite got the viewing numbers, have we? For
I'm working on it. But
Yeah.
start doing some trending videos and stuff. You need to start dancing, Callum.
Yeah.
I don't want to linger on YouTube for too long. So we're trying to keep this more of a
rounded.
anything you can do. It just so happens that we all seem to be YouTubers, and so we're gonna
Yeah.
have a lot to say on these things. Then we've got sponsors. As another thing, of course. Is there any sort of, unless you're doing things like, I mean, if you're doing podcasts on the hobby, you've got sponsors that will give you pay on that as well.
Yeah.
Some of the things that people do is they use affiliate links for Amazon. So
Okay.
if you link an affiliate link to your Amazon account,
Yeah.
if people buy through that link, so they click the link and then they buy whatever they want,
Mhm.
you get a kickback from that.
Okay.
There are
Oh,
some
yeah.
I've noticed on the
Yeah.
podcasts that
Yeah.
they've started doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and someone I follow does it on Audible, the online book reading thing. If you buy it through their link.
So that's become a new thing, because I think people have realised that ads just are not the way forwards.
Yeah.
It needs to be linked specifically to a purchase happening somewhere. That's the only way you're going to get any kind of
Yeah,
change
which
in
is a nice way to support that content as well, isn't it? You're going to that person's through that person's link. You're not paying anything extra for what you're buying on Amazon, but you're giving that person a little bit of kickback. So it's almost like you're supporting them via Patreon or something like that, just by buying your online stuff on Amazon.
Yeah, and if you're going to buy it anyway. No.
Yeah, you can buy it anyway. You might as well give those few pence or whatever to that shop or whatever you're going through.
Yeah.
I've got Amazon Prime, so I buy things constantly
So,
to justify the subscription that I pay. on this
yeah,
Yeah. It's the next day delivery that does it for me, where it's just like,
one.
I love that. I love the idea of Amazon Prime. And I'm a student, so I think I get like 3 months free.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That actually goes on perfectly to our last point, which is becoming a student.
Yeah, I can talk you all through that one.
Yeah. It turns out becoming a student is the perfect way to fund your hobby.
Yeah.
As you all know, especially if you're at uni.
Exactly, yeah. What you do is you apply for a course that you want to learn about,
Okay. Yeah.
apply for a student loan, and then don't eat, and spend it all on plastic.
Okay, is living on the street an option?
I think that might affect the amount you get through the loan.
Oh, right.
But
You wouldn't have much space to keep your models either.
That's
I would be
as well.
fearful of that. I don't mind the rain. I just don't want like low storage space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Terrible lighting.
Can you talk us through the clearing system, Callum?
I can actually because I went through it.
When is clearing? Just out of curiosity.
Clearing happens the day after you don't do well enough to get into uni.
Oh, okay.
And well, it happened on the day for me. I was whisked off to a room where I had to work hard to find a uni place, and I fell into Swansea.
Hey.
Well, hey.
Were-
You can actually bat way above the grades you got, by the way. The thing for economics here is now ABB, AAB. Let's just say I didn't get that, but I managed to get in.
There we go. Nice.
The old sweet
I had a
talking.
similar thing.
And what a lovely place to be as well.
Yes, yes.
My first choice, which was Derby, I didn't get the grades for that, so I got whisked off into a room, gave them a phone call, and they said, "Screw it, yeah."
Yeah, that happened to a friend of mine as well with Reading.
I needn't have just tried. It's pointless. Don't even bother, kids.
Just
don't,
ring
don't,
up.
don't bother to study.
Just
Just,
ring up.
when you don't meet the grades, just give them a call.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That's what I did.
I'll let you in.
I had no idea. I got an offer from someone that was an AAB as well. I just didn't do the course I wanted. I spent like half an hour talking to this girl over the other side of the phone, and I was just like, well, can I have a space then? They're like, yeah, sure. I was all right.
Wow.
I can deal with that.
Not bad at all. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm being told the chat is very delayed. Okay.
It seems to be fine on my iPad and so I don't know.
I think it's the chat on the video bit.
Oh, right, yeah.
Apologies for that. I don't think I'm going to be able to fix it mid-stream.
No.
Have to put up with us looking a bit like mannequins? No, not mannequins. Ventriloquists.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we've got
Fire breathing.
fire-breathing duck is in the chat.
Yeah.
An actual fire breathing.
Welcome. Yeah. Actual
An
duck.
actual
It's not.
Anyway.
Not rubber. We're not going that way. We don't lose the squeak. Not doing that.
So I think we've covered everything. So basically what you have to do is you have to paint miniatures, sell them on eBay, do a Kickstarter, open a store, sell some crafty stuff you've learned to do through the hobby, swap stuff in clubs, start up a YouTube channel, become rich, and then when you run out of money, become a student.
Exactly, yep.
That's the lesson of today. That's the
You're welcome, everyone.
recommendations.
I love to
We'll set up an advert.
do some crafty stuff. I like that. So,
Yeah.
I might start doing seminars.
Yeah, I was going to say, we could... do you want to earn £10,000 in 6 weeks?
Yeah. And that is the perfect way. So that basically was us just going through the different options as we saw them for using the things that you've learned in the hobby to get a bit of money back to keep your hobby going, basically, because we all know it's very expensive and it can get a little awkward at times finding money for it, especially when spouses are involved.
I don't know what you mean. Like,
Yeah,
you'll find it.
says the man who built a garage to stand in and do it.
I was going to say, yeah, at least you have the garage, right?
Although what are you going to do when it's full and you have to put an extension to your garage, do you?
Garage extension. Well,
Sorry, honey, you're all moving into the garage and I'm taking the
Yeah,
house.
I've got the house.
I think it'll go the way around, actually. I'll be living in here,
Yeah.
just sleeping on a pile of crap.
I've been told I can have the doghouse. Yeah, that is my potential future shed.
You have a dog.
You'll be
Not yet.
Alright,
be sleeping
let's
in
get on that
the
then.
doghouse. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Woohoo! Can't wait.
So, yeah, that was the talking topic.
I'm
We'll
interested.
throw it over to if.
Yeah, I was just going to say I am interested in which of the methods we described you each have a personal preference of. I mean, by you each, I mean we each. As in, like, which way do you think would be most successful for a smaller channel, for example? And which one you would most likely to get behind?
To be honest, in my own personal experience, the most successful way of making money, I've run a few small businesses in my time. One of them was D&D figures. I used to buy them in boxes, just blind boxes.
Okay.
And I used to break them out and sell them off as individual miniatures.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because you used to get like common ones that were like orcs and stuff. So if somebody wanted to run like a D&D session and they just wanted a bunch of orcs to run in a dungeon, they could come on the store and they could just pick up orcs instead of having to keep buying these blind boxes and hoping there were orcs in there and just accumulating loads of crap. And that did fairly well. Then I think I left uni and stopped it. And then of course there's Quidditch Custom, and that was bringing in a fair bit of money, and I was working back my profit. I was working back what I'd spent on the store, and then had to stop it.
Yeah.
But that would have been a steady way of paying for minis. But yeah, as far as YouTube's concerned, I don't think there is a reliable way of funding the hobby, to be honest.
Yeah, not as a small content producer.
Not doable.
Nah.
No. You have to be very, very lucky.
Yeah, I think your channel has to be a certain size.
Certainly, yeah.
And even then, it's not guaranteed, especially if you're relying on things like Patreon, where it's people doing it out of the kindness of their hearts.
Yeah, because we're not all super kind.
Yeah. I guess maybe I'd say commissions, but I guess it's a bit of a rocky time at the moment, isn't it?
That, and there's a lot of commission painters out there, so getting interest in that can be quite difficult. I would say, like you said, starting something where you can buy in something cheaply and sell it for something more expensive is the best way to go. I know that just sounds like every business ever.
Yeah.
Buy something in bulk and sell it individually.
Buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crawley's just asked a question: what size channel breaks even then? Well, that's a very good question.
Define breaking even though, because does that include the hobby or does that include the running of the channel?
If you were to actually take into account buying cameras and that sort of stuff that you're kind of expecting to buy,
yeah, big channels.
To keep a channel big, essentially, you're probably looking at, I don't know, 30 to 50,000 just to pay for the things like cameras, and you certainly wouldn't be able to cover the cost of the miniatures you're trying to buy for the actual content, that's for sure.
No.
All you can hope to do is just get a little bit of a helping hand, I think.
Yeah, a lot of those to have a bricks and mortar store as well, don't they? Which that helps fund it.
Yeah.
So I mean, what do YouTube pay then, like for monetized ads? You know, per what do you? I mean, you know, to sort of make. Do you get like an annual fee or annual payment? Or
okay.
Something?
The way it works is it goes through a company called AdSense, or a system, which is
yeah.
And basically the way it works is each time a link in your video is clicked or they watch an advert of yours, a small portion of the money that obviously the company that wanted to advertise paid YouTube for that gets filtered down into the people who get these link clicks essentially. Mm-hmm. So YouTube might, off every link click, get £1. So you get a penny. Okay. That sort of system, and it accumulates over the course of however long you have your channel going for, running through the monetized video side of things. Yeah. And I think it's after £60 you can withdraw money, but you can't withdraw it until you get to 60. Now, to put that into perspective, when I was monetizing videos, for the 6 months I monetized, I got to just over £1. So I would have had
6 months.
Yeah. So I would have had to have done it for the best part of 30 years to be able to take money out. And that would have been 60 quid, which could have bought my camera and had a bit of money left over. But obviously that was me at 100 subs. I'm not saying it's going to be much more right now, but I think if you're looking to the hundreds of thousands of subscribers, you can start to pay for more than just cameras.
Yeah, there's things like travel blogs and stuff like that on YouTube where literally they if they get so big, the YouTube is paying for them to travel around the world and stuff, aren't they?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it gets to that size, but you've got to be
That
really
size.
that big.
You've got to be
Yeah.
huge. Yeah.
It's like the old sort of, you've got to spend money to make money.
Yeah,
But for this kind of industry, in particular wargaming, you'd have to spend a lot of money to make a small amount, to be quite honest. So
Okay, so I monetized for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, where I made 67 pence.
cool.
I'm trying to have a quick look at how many views that equates to. So 67 pence, 1,500 views.
1,500. So
Yeah.
yeah, this was at a time when I literally
Yeah.
had less than 100 subscribers, perhaps. So that's why it took me 6 months to get £1 or so.
I think I worked it out that it was going to be a couple of years before I could withdraw the money. To be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Which just was not worth.
No,
Any
no.
single my viewers, no chance. No chance.
I feel the same about it, to be honest. It's that kind of pain in the arse to your viewers versus the pound. You know, it's, yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
the pound.
At the end of the day, we're just sort of looking for your guys' videos.
Yeah, I've just seen it, so-
If you could toggle.
Has that
that'd be
worked?
great.
Can you see me now?
It's coming back up. I think.
yeah, it's coming back.
Yeah.
There we go.
So what? When would you monetize your video, or would you monetize your videos if you became a huge channel, and you were, you know, at what point would you monetize videos, or is that too controversial a question to ask?
Well,
I think it's hard to
I don't know,
say.
to be honest.
Because in my mind, because in my head at the moment, I don't think I'd ever monetize, because it's just because my channel is kind of my little online diary, really, of what I do.
Well, yeah.
So I just wonder if I ever would, you know, if you kind of got to a point where, I don't know, if you were going to take £100 every 6 months, or, you know, I don't know, or more than that.
There's a lot of us, like you say, just use it as an online hobby type place.
Yeah.
It's like a diary rather than a business.
Yeah.
And all you're really looking to do, I think, is just have a little bit of money to help you out.
Yeah.
The miniatures, which then becomes the content, which then goes, in a way, I suppose, back to the people.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing reviews and that sort of thing. I don't know.
No, I'm not
I
sure.
don't think I ever would.
I
to
think,
be honest.
okay, honestly, I probably would 10,000 subs up. If that ever became a thing, I would monetize then, because 10,000 subscribers means people are actually interested in something I'm saying. So they
True.
might when they go skip ad, like they might. It's a 5 second.
True.
I wouldn't have non-skippable ever. Because
Yeah, and in fairness, you haven't got 10,000 subs for no reason, have you? I mean, when
you get
like
there,
you said,
people are interested. Yeah,
there's a point. Yeah, there's something, you've done something right, haven't you?
exactly. Yeah. Though to be
get those
honest,
subs, yeah.
I haven't got 10,000 subs. So
Yeah.
You got more than 0
yeah.
subs, is where we all started. Though,
Exactly.
you know, it's
Yes.
We'll start somewhere, don't we? So.
yeah,
That's very
absolutely. Yeah,
true.
we all start on 0. You know, it's even the big boys and girls.
very true. I think the big thing as well is I suppose it depends what kind of content you produce as well.
Yeah.
So if you're producing content that is, this is what I did last week in my hobby, and once a week you have, like you said, a diary.
Yep.
And you're putting that out, then I think you would find it harder to get money through Patreon. But if you're doing things like tutorials, painting tutorials,
Definitely. Yeah.
or
Battle reports.
scratch build tutorials, terrain,
Absolutely right.
tactics and reviews. If you're doing really in-depth things like that, I think you could probably get away with it a bit easier because you are.
And like we said earlier
Yeah.
about giving something back, you know, where you subscribe to that other channel, Craig, you know, where you get something back, you get something out of being a Patreon. Like, you know, with your tutorials or your battle reports, you are giving something back to the community rather than just saying, this is what I've done today or this week or whatever, and, you know, look at this page
Exactly,
job.
yeah.
You're not really giving anything to the viewership, are you, I suppose? Just that kind of interest that people might have for you or your channel or what you're doing. But yeah,
I would say that kind of
no,
added
that's right.
value as an individual that you get from watching a tutorial, like, oh, I learned how to edge
Definitely.
highlight today.
Definitely, absolutely,
You know,
yeah.
something like that. But at the same time, like, yes, I'm still interested in seeing what people do in their hobbying week because it's cool because I hobby and they hobby, and that already means we have something in common. So I'm going to have that interest level. But if there is something like that just teaches me something or goes above and beyond that, I think I'd be more willing to pay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. I think people also, just sorry for staying on Patreon, I think people perceive it as like, oh, you start supporting someone on Patreon and you stay there.
Yeah.
And
you can never leave.
They're always going to get your money.
Yeah.
From that point on, you are classed as one of their supporters. But I think if you think of it as a much more fluid idea, like I do myself, which is to say, I've got this amount of money that I've put aside for all the crap I watch on YouTube. I'm going to throw it towards those people that I feel deserve it, and I do move it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good.
It also gets you to experience a lot more different people's patrons, because it's quite interesting how some people run them compared to each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was easy to sort of shift it about. I mean, I knew you clearly you could cancel whenever you wanted to, but I didn't.
Literally one-click cancel.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
If you're paying for like per video, and they've released the videos at that point, you just as soon as you click the cancel button, you're only paying for the ones you've
watched
agreed to that point. Not even watched, just agreed.
Oh right, yeah.
Because you're paying for them to put the content in, regardless of whether you watch it or not.
Okay.
And if it's a monthly thing, then you just cancel it, and then that's the last monthly payment they're going to get.
And then they sort of set out their own parameters, do they, where you pay per month or per video, and you just say how much you want to pay in whatever time frame or frequency upload. Yeah.
Like for example, because I haven't got a very big pot of money that I'm putting into people, if somebody's releasing like say 4 videos a month, then I'll put it to $1 per video and limit it to 4, and then they're getting pretty much guaranteed to be getting $4 a month from me.
I didn't realise you can limit it as such on there.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, they could just release
100 videos and be like,
I've heard things like
and run away with
that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
$1 per video and stuff like that.
I think you have to be crazy not to
put a limit on it. I really would just do like 100 videos in a day. I just make 1-second videos.
Be that guy.
I would, yeah. Take it and run. Change my name, grow a moustache, live in the suburbs of Mexico, but I would be a couple of grand up. So. And
then do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
With a new mustachio.
Precisely, yeah.
There's some box up called Cross Callum.
Yeah.
I think to answer your question, Crawley, I think we'd all I think it was Callum who wrote us, wasn't it? The one that we'd all like to do is become a student. I think.
Oh yeah.
Let's be honest, that's top of the list.
I mean,
in terms of
I don't work. No, it's not like, okay, I can't lie and say it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. Because it's not. You do have to study and everything. I'm getting to that point now where I'm like, oh, I should really start working hard.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
I don't miss the studying. I don't miss the exams, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't miss them much either. Oh, that's because I still have them. Just a solemn tear here. But no, you're right. You get given money to learn, and that's much better than having to work for money, I think, in my opinion. That might sound really bad. I should probably not continue. Thanks, everyone, by the way, for paying your taxes.
Yeah, I'm on so much medication at the moment. The NHS is going to go down the drain just from me draining it all through medication. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel you.
You'll be paying it all back in soon enough, I'm sure.
Well, I can barely even pay off my student loan.
I was talking about Callum.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I want to go into teaching, so we'll see.
Well, there we go then. That's that loss.
Got it all planned out. Cheers, guys.
Yeah. No, we're at risk of becoming a bit political now, and then we're bound to slip into EU. Let's steer clear of that for now, at least.
That could be next time.
Special episode. Yeah, special episode.
Special. Is our hobby better in or out of the EU?
Oh dear! I had my vote. I postal vote. And I had my voting forms today. It's in, so I can vote now.
Really?
Yeah.
I've got to send mine off. I'll do mine by proxy. Much easier. I'm lazy.
Oh yeah.
We literally go down to the leisure centre down the road and do it there. I've never done it by...
I never know if I work away a lot, so I don't know. I never know if I'm going to be in the country, on voting day. So yeah, postal vote all the way. So yeah, I don't know. It's yeah. Next topic, is it Legion Live 8, in or out?
we might get loads of
and
views.
what it means to Wargaming.
We monetize that video. See what gets
Yeah.
Who can we get on that actually knows about that?
Yeah.
I do economics.
The remain people say that if we remain in, the cost of miniatures will go down significantly. Yeah, absolutely. So.
But so will our ability to buy miniatures.
Well, indeed, yes.
Well, Games Workshop though. Games Workshop, UK-based company. So we could be all right. Just don't take up Infinity anytime soon.
No.
If we stay, those miniatures from abroad will stop coming over. So
yeah, all those Polish miniatures,
Exactly, the Spanish. We've got some American coming over. It's just unacceptable. Keep to British.
Just Games Workshop.
Exactly, all the way. Perry's miniatures.
Oh yeah.
Screeball.
I love it.
Anyway,
I love it.
We've gone down a dark path.
Is it that time for questions?
I think we've answered a question. Have we got any questions to answer? I'm not sure we have. We started off on a bad note. We may well end on a bad note without actually having any questions.
Yeah, I think the chat's not working very well. I think
it's either not working or
taking ages to load up.
God knows what's going on.
Hooray!
Yeah. So I guess we could wait around for a few more minutes to see if any questions come up, and then we might have to round this one out, especially with us starting 20 minutes late.
Yes, yeah, just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at risk of this going on all night.
Well, it's been a hoot anyway. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've got to be in a reasonable state in the morning to put my little man in a trailer on the bike and get him to nursery in one piece. So.
Oh, some good questions coming in already. Here's one. What's the best sandwich?
Oh, a burger.
It's true. A sandwich is defined as any kind of thing sandwich or put with a slice of bread on the top and the bottom.
I think we've already established in my entry to your competition that
Burger King is yeah.
You guys?
Best question. A ploughman's with a real ale chutney.
Yeah, that's a good shout actually. Or doorstep sandwiches in pubs and stuff.
Yeah. Real ale chutney's incredible. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had it.
It's unbelievable. It's possibly the best chutney I've ever had.
Southern thing. Do we get it up here?
It's called gravy.
Gravy. Oh, chip butty with butter. Come on, good call, Growler. That's an amazing
cool,
shout. That is.
I do like chip. Fish finger sandwich.
Big fan of.
Anyone?
No.
Yeah.
No?
Steak sandwich.
Yeah.
Steak.
Hang on. Grawley's just completely lost me here. Chip butty on a muffin.
Yeah, an English muffin, I presume.
Oh, yeah, not like
blueberry muffin.
Saying that, mind, I went to uni with a guy who used to make pie sandwiches. He'd have your doorstep sandwich, two bits of doorstep loaf with a pie in it.
That man is a pioneer in the sandwich world.
Pie sandwich.
Yeah.
We've actually got something which is
a hobby-related question. It was about the meaning of life, wasn't it?
Yes.
Apparently, people are saying the resolution's changing at random.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's probably just. That's probably just the email. It's probably just the
Oh, it might actually be the stream compressing at random rates depending on movement.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, we've been laughing too much, haven't we?
Yeah, I've not dropped any frames, but it's encoding at about 2.5 meg up, so maybe I need to increase that to 3.
Have you just seen that thing on the chat?
Yeah.
Someone called Unique.
I have a 100% proof that God exists. Click on my channel and watch automatically playing video to see 100%. That's interesting. Oh, wow. I'm going to click on it. Let's do it.
Be careful.
Watch Callum disappear with the clickbait malware.
Yeah, just a big skull and crossbones comes up on the camera. And
There's not even 100% proof that God exists.
What is it? Is it like a...
Rappers using Biggie lyrics. Part 1 of 3.
That's
Egypt's Philosopher's Stone. Phase 1 of 5.
okay.
Don't click on the link, it's not worth your time. Just saying. I mean, we all knew it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for
Someone
taking
had
the
it.
hit for us.
I did, yeah, you're welcome.
He's alright, he's a student. We're still paying for it anyway, aren't
Right.
What were the other questions? There was something about hobbying.
We've had some good ones, yeah.
At what
Someone
point would the
asked-
hobby cease to be a hobby when you're making money off of it?
That's relevant and everything.
10 out of 10 tattoo
How-
to you.
who's asking sensible questions? That's ridiculous.
I know,
we?
right?
Did that come?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's Richard.
At what point?
I think maybe because what Craig was saying, it was like he was finding no time to actually do the hobby because he was too busy in the business, which was hobby
Yeah.
related, which was
I think, yeah, when it impacts on your ability to actually do the hobby,
Yeah.
and all you're doing is other people's stuff,
yeah.
Yeah.
then that becomes a point.
That would be my thing if I ever got into commission painting or anything. If I ever got to that super high level, I'd be like, when do I get to paint my own stuff?
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, literally all you're doing is just stripping, priming, and
Yeah,
the door. It's
exactly.
not,
That's really easy. I quite enjoy it, actually. It's kind of therapeutic.
I'd be really worried as well that you'd sort of lose the love of it because like you inevitably get hobby burnout, don't you, or painting burnout where you just can't be bothered and you need to step away, and you couldn't if you were doing commissions, although I suppose you could not take commissions, but if you
Yeah.
were committed to do them and you had that burnout and you weren't able to do them and I'd be worried I'd lose the love of the hobby and wouldn't
No,
be able
definitely,
to
yeah.
go back to it. It's that'd be anyway. Unless you're making loads from it, of course. You know, I suppose that would be a bit of a motivator, but
Yeah.
who knows?
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think once the point of running out of time to actually do the things I want to do. So if
Yeah.
I find my hobby list is getting bigger and bigger, and along with like backpiling, the need to paint sort of list, which I
Yeah.
often have up on this whiteboard. It's just reminding me every day that I got to do something, or else I'm gonna have too many grey minis.
You need a Kanban board.
Yes.
I don't know what one of them is, but I know it's good for if you've got a lot of stuff to do. Look it up. The guys from that big podcast that stopped.
That one,
Independent
yeah.
characters.
Yes, maybe. They were all about the Kanban
They
boards.
restarted.
Have they?
Yeah, independent characters restarted.
I think that was the one. The one Jason from the Overlords knew him.
Yeah, basically, yeah. The independent characters is starting back up again. They're releasing about one every month now, but yeah, if you had a feed open, it's still open.
That's good.
So,
Cool.
yeah, that's good that he decided to go back into it.
Because he was going to just do YouTube videos, if I remember rightly, just the odd one and not do anything else.
Yeah, they're literally. I listened to one of their episodes about 2 days ago, so they're back up.
Awesome. Just looking through, we got Diamond Sky's watching. He loves fish finger sandwiches.
Oh, hey.
Mini Warrior's here. He's the fellow who asked the question that got us all excited.
Mhm.
Sandwiches. What else? Gareth. We've got a fella called Gareth.
Yes, I've been a commission painter, and you never get to paint your own stuff, as you need to just grind to get the money, and it's not reliable.
Mm.
So, do you find yourself buying minis and then never painting them? Never playing with them?
Yeah,
That would be
yeah.
interesting to know.
So much good just swimming in grey.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you might really love painting the stuff, and then you have to send it off to someone. Don't
Oh,
you?
I know. Yeah,
Imagine how bad you actually feel if you'd done a really decent.
I know.
and you
I
have to-
painted a Hellbrute a while ago, and I was like, oh, I don't have any money. I'm going to put it on eBay. And I was really, really pleased with how it turned out, because it was the first ever vehicle I'd done like all the really hard work on, put the edge highlights on for the first time.
Yeah.
I stuck it up on eBay, and with 3 days to go, I was like, can't do it, feeling sad, got to take him down. And I had to stop because I didn't want to get rid of him. And he's now sat in my drawer collecting dust, because I don't have a Chaos Army. Oh dear.
That was a little bit of a letdown.
Just a bit. Just a bit. It's literally in my drawer right here. Never ever moved.
Where chaos goes to die.
Yeah. Any other quick questions? Because I'm aware we're sort of at the time.
We are indeed, actually. Bang on.
I know. Yeah. It says here, what's the answer to life? Plastic miniatures.
Oh, we're getting demands to show the brute.
Show the brute.
Well,
show
I'll
the brute.
show you the hell brute. I mean,
Get your brute out.
no. That's what Twitch is for.
This goes back to making money, I think.
Yeah.
Blows the dust off.
There it is.
Hey.
I will move out of the way a little bit more and just. I don't know if it's focused at all.
I can't see it for all the dust.
Yeah, it was a little corn hell brute, and I was super proud of him, so I couldn't sell him. Oh, it's okay. Back in the drawer.
I'll see you soon. Bye, Brady. Ducks leaving us.
Good luck with an Eldar Titan.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Eldar. So.
Yeah, such fun.
Woo! Oh, I got a love heart.
Right.
Oh,
That's nice.
thanks. And it wasn't about the hair this time.
I'm sure it was on some level.
Probably,
He's got no subscribers. We need to start subscribing to Diamond.
Might have to now. He did say that the Hellbrute looked... I assume he meant the Hellbrute. I mean, I'm flattered if it isn't. But...
Is he making videos?
No, not yet, but...
If there ever was an incentive, talking about all this money you can earn from videos.
Yeah.
You'd be making
living proof that this is the good life.
It
making
certainly
millions
is.
by the end of the week now.
You can also, you can also have your own shed, if you wish.
Just follow our easy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-step plan
And become a student.
to becoming a student. Oh god.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so tired.
I don't think I've ever laughed so much, so I have to say, from this perspective, this has been one of the better Legion lives.
I think the car crash ones are always
They are.
quite good. I have no idea whether this is going to be
One
fun
man's
to
car
watch.
crash is another man's gain, or treasure, or
Really?
whatever the
Yeah.
saying is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like that, a car crash.
falling off horses and stuff.
Words.
Can we have the title of the episode? I'm so tired.
Hashtag car.
That's probably not going to get watched by many people. And I'm not here. I'm not here for fun. I'm here to make money. I want those views.
Oh, in that case, you want to do best video ever made, must watch Pro Painted.
Oh yeah, pro painted. Yeah, pro painted video.
Pro painted video.
Pro edited, pro painted.
Yeah.
Propane.
Rare OOP.
Yes.
That's my video.
Oh god.
I just realised we've been laughing for like the last 5 minutes. Is anyone enjoying watching grown men talk
Yeah.
about things like this?
No, they're not. No.
Just in case, I'm going to apologise to people for the state of this show. But hey, we don't claim to be professional, and
We only want to be paid for it, that's all.
we've got no reason. Yeah, we don't want to be professional. We just want the money. It's all about the money.
It's like, yeah,
Oh.
send your donation too.
Yes.
For just £1 a month, you can actually make Legion Live like start time and not have full grown men laughing. So boomer.
For just £20 a month, we can hire actors to replace us on the webcams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
the
can
secret
we can
trick
offer
is
you no
ask them
discernible
up.
skill, knowledge, or talent.
Yes. Oh, right. So, I'm probably going to wrap it up here, I reckon. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right. Something I've been meaning to do on the other Legion live shows at the end is basically just do a bit of a roll call where people can find you, that sort of things. I mean, we've got our names up here, but that doesn't cover where you're available, like social media and all that sort of stuff. So, take it one by one. Start off with Tabletop Banter.
If you want to find me, I'll be in the pub. But failing that,
Yeah.
YouTube, at Tabletop Banter for Twitter. And those are the only 2 mediums I use at the moment, actually. Although we do have a blog, but if you go
I was going to say, what about the blog?
I mention in every video. All the content that Harry produces on that. So yeah, there's a blog as well, which is Tabletop Banter. I like to keep it nice and simple. So, yeah, and I'll see you later, guys. On to the next.
Right. Phil?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube on FK Wargaming. I'm also on Twitter as well, FK Wargaming, same handle. And I do have a blog which is called the Isthmus Uprising.
Okay. See, I didn't know that. So we've all learned something new.
So, yeah, that's what I get paid for.
Right, Mike, where can people find you?
Well, YouTube predominantly. I do have Facebook, but I don't use it very often. But yeah, it's Cruel Angelus Silicis, and I'll leave you to find it at your leisure.
Just type that straight in.
Absolutely, yes. It's you spell it out. You spell it how you say it. That's the
How
key.
you say it.
Yeah.
I can't say it.
It's got to be the only YouTube channel no one can actually say.
Yeah.
Spell it as you say it. You won't go far. It's phonetic.
Phonetic. That makes it a lot
Yes.
easier. Me, I think if you're watching this, you're probably on my channel. If you're not, I am him, Kablams. YouTube, the Facebook, Kablams, Twitter, @Kablams, the Moon, Kablams. Anywhere and everywhere,
Kiblams.
all the same, yeah. Looking to make my fortune on Patreon, so head on over there, throw me a couple of thousand, that'd be lovely.
Might be too
I've
many people.
completely lost it this evening.
It's all right, Craig. If worst comes to worst, just become a student. Just
Well, yeah, again, I can go in right at the top as well, I don't have to go in the lower levels. So yeah, I think that about wraps up this...
you saying Callum started at the bottom.
Yes.
I'm so insulted. That's just so rude. No, I don't mind.
Yeah.
It's
You
true.
always start at the bottom and work your way up.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway. Right. Yeah, we may as well say goodbye. We've all done that. Right, guys?
Right.
That's cheerio.
Yeah. See you in the next one, guys.
Ta-da. See you.
And yeah, I'll do my usual. Thanks everybody at home for watching. Thanks for watching if you're watching it recorded. Head on over to these guys if you get a chance. And yeah, thanks for getting involved. And a massive thanks to the guys in the chat. Those questions were a little bit special this evening, so really appreciative of that. Right, this is us out. Cheers, guys.
See ya.